Hello, so in this video we're going to look at the transport management module. So the transport management module, it can help you to manage the transport and the school cars or vans that are at school. I'm going to take you through it. So the first thing is let's look at what we have on the transport management module. So you go to the web portal and then you go to transport section. It is here. Under it we have vehicles. These are the vehicles at school. And then we have transport routes. Then we have stages. We have transport subscriptions. Then we have trips. And then we have passenger records. So let's begin with the vehicles. So these are the cars at school. Let's say school has a bus or any other kind of a vehicle. You begin by registering it here. Register a vehicle into the system is very easy. Just simply come to vehicles here and click on new, register a new vehicle. So I can put here the vehicle name. So I can say maybe this is a bus. Maybe I can say Isuzu bus, and then I put here registration number of this vehicle. Say UAB 123X, and then I go ahead and put the vehicle type. I can say this is a school bus, and then I can put here some details about this vehicle. Then I go ahead and do it and submit. So if I want to keep on the same page and create another and register another vehicle, I select here. So I click. So it will keep me on the same page after creating that vehicle. So I can put here maybe Wish car, and then go ahead and put its registration number, UBA, UBG maybe, and then go ahead and put maybe it's a car, and then you can put here some details about this vehicle. So I've registered vehicles. I go ahead and click on submit. So we should be having two vehicles now in our system, right? So after doing so, the next thing is to define routes. So routes, these are the paths that the vehicles will be taking, either going to school or leaving the school. For example, you can have a route, let's say a route of, let's say our school is in Kampala, the central Kampala. Let's say we can have a route to Kasangati, we can have a route to route to Kasangati, we can have a route to Ntinda, we can have a route to Kabalagala, something like that. So those are routes, but those routes, it is a route that a car will take and it will not come back again. And those routes can have different stages. Okay, so meaning that if let's say we have a route to Kasangati, it can have like 4 stages. Okay, and then if we have a route maybe to Ntinda, it can have like 3 or 4 stages, something like that. And the money that we shall be billing it per what? Per stage. So you first create a route, and then on a route you add their stages. Okay, so let's create our first route, and we say that we assume that a school is in the center of Kampala. So I will just simply come here and say new route, and then I can say maybe this is the Kabalagala route. Okay, and then this Kabalagala route, we can write here some details about it. Maybe it will pass through Kivuli, etc. Then after this, you'll see the button called, the section of stages. So you'll see, press new to add a stage, right? So I can just simply click here on new to add a stage. So when I click on new, it means that I'm adding this stage to this route. So I can just simply come here and say maybe we have maybe Kivuli stage, Kivuli stage, and then this Kivuli stage, maybe we are billing it. A student will be that will be stopping in Kivuli. We shall be billing them maybe 50,000 per term, 2 to 3. And then this is for those who are going for to and fro, and those who are going only, maybe they will be going only, they will not be coming back, or they'll be coming but they'll not be going. We put here that price, maybe this is 25,000, and then I can write here some details about this about this trip. Okay, about this stage. So I can add another stage still, just simply click here on new, and then I go ahead and add another stage. So on this route I can add another stage. Maybe you can put Muyenga stage, Muyenga stage, and then I can go ahead and put the amount that we are charging on Muyenga stage. Maybe say 60,000, and for those who will be going only single route, single trip, it will be 30,000. Go ahead and do it and submit. So I mean that I've created one route and I've added there 2 stages. Okay, you can see here it is one route called Kawalagara route, and it has 2 stages. I can as well edit. And add there more stages. For example, I can add another stage and say maybe there is another stage here of Bunga stage. Bunga, and I put there maybe Bunga is 70,000, and those will be going only and will not be coming back, or those will be coming and will not be going, you can put 40,000 for a single trip. So I submit, and then you'll be able to see here that the stages are now 3. I can add another route by just simply clicking here. I go ahead and enter the route name. Maybe you can say Ntinda route, or you can say Kisasi route. And then on this route you can add there a stage. We say maybe this is going to be we can put a stage. Which stage can we put? You can put maybe Ntinda stage, and then maybe we can put maybe 100,000, 1, 2, 3, and those who are going on the one side without coming back, you can do that. You can add maybe now the Kisasi stage, and then maybe you can put here 120, and maybe if you're not coming back, we shall do maybe 60,000. And lastly, maybe you can put, for example, Kulambiro stage, and then maybe this one can be 130, and if you're not coming back, you're going to be giving maybe 70,000, and then I submit. So it means that now we have 2 routes, and these 2 routes have 3 different stages on them. You can add even more stage if you want to. So I've created those routes. You can see them here with their respective stages. I can go ahead and add stages here as well. Okay, so if you come here, you'll be able to see the stages distinctively here. Okay, under stages, you can be able to see those stages and their respective routes that they belong to, and the number of subscribers who have subscribed to those stages. So that is how you can as well click on new here to add a stage. So if you add a stage from this section, you just put stage name and go ahead and select the route where it belongs and add. So after defining those, we have defined the vehicles, we have defined the route, the transport routes, we have defined stages. The next thing is to do what is to define to now start adding students as subscribers to these stages, right? So at this point, you cannot add a subscriber from this level. Okay, you have to be a bursar. You should be having a bursar's role to add a subscriber to transport. So you have to go under school fees, under service subscription, and then add new service subscription, and then select transport. Okay, and link to transport route. So let's go ahead and see how we do that. So since this is a demonstration account, I'll just simply go to services, and then I come here to school fees, and then go to services. Okay, service subscription, right? Or services. So I should have added these routes here as transport with the respective amount of money. And then after doing so, as services, of course, you come here and say add new route, add new service, and then you add the respective amount of money. So after adding those services, now the next thing is not to add a person as a service. So those transport, they should be added here before. As you can see here, that these transports are already there. Now after doing so, I'm going to add now student as service subscribers for the transport. So you just simply come here to service subscription and then click on new. Okay, so you should add this student at least one time in a term. Then I can say go ahead and select the student. So I can go ahead and put, for example, this student. Okay, let me, for example, get here some active students. For example, let me get, let's say I'm getting this student who is called Magdalene. I go ahead and do it and select the student name. Sorry, I go ahead and select the student. Here, click here, enter the student name. After selecting the student, I go ahead and select the service. So this should be transport service. You should have added them here under school fees, under services. Like I go ahead and select the transport where this person belongs, and then I go ahead and select the quantities. Of course, should be 1, and then I go ahead and say link to transport. All right. So when I say link to transport, I go ahead and select which transport route I need to connect this person to. So remember, these routes are already there, or the transport stage. So these are the stages, right? So go ahead and select the stage on which you want to connect this person to. So I can say maybe I'm connecting to Kisasi stage or Kulambiro stage. I go ahead and select the stage. Then after selecting the stage, I go ahead and select the type of the trip. So if this person will be coming at school only, I just simply say to school. If this person will be coming and going back to school, I say from school. If this person will be doing to and fro, I put here to and fro. So you select one of these. So if we select this, we'll be getting a half. If you select this one, we'll be getting full. All right. So I go ahead and say to and fro, and then I go ahead and add. So when I add, it is going to, of course, create a transaction and bill this student. You see this student was having this balance. So right now, if we refresh, this student has got the other balance because this man has been added because they have subscribed to the transport school fees, service. So you can add as many as you want. Okay, you can add as many as you want to the transport. I can just simply again come and say new, and then I go ahead and add another transport person. For example, I can just simply come and select, for example, Babazi Isaac. I also add this person to transport, and then I also go ahead and add this person maybe to transport, and I link him to a certain route, and then I go ahead and say maybe to and fro, and then go ahead and submit. So that is how I link people to services. So if I go back to transport management, I come here to transport subscription. I should be able to see these people on the routes, on the stages that we have added them. I should be able to see their subscriptions. And if I come back to stages, I should be able to see the number of subscribers that are on these respective stages. So that is how we add people to services or to transport, right? That's how we add people to transport. Okay, so I've added these people to those respective stages, and you can be able to follow up from here, transport subscription, one-on-one. All right, so after adding those ones, now the next thing is to go to do trips. Okay, now the car is leaving school or the car is bringing students at school. So the driver has to have a mobile application, has to have a smartphone with a mobile app. All right, so you know how to download a mobile app. Just go to Play Store and download School Dynamics School Dynamics. Okay, so here is the application. So this person should be having the rights of what? Of a driver in order to perform trips and the rest. So this person who is logged in is called Akono. So I'm going to go to employees, and we give this person a right of driver. Right now he cannot see the driving or the transport module, right? So let's go ahead and add this, give this person a driver right, so they can be able to access the transport module. So to do so, I'll just simply come here to my human resource. Let's go to human resource. Here I've got my employees, and then this is the person, right? Go ahead and say edit, and then I give this person a role of driver. say driver, and then I go ahead and do what, and submit. So after submitted, this person should go ahead and refresh the app. So when you refresh the app 2 times, you should be able to see the transport module. You see, transport has come. So this person can now be able to perform transport trips, etc. So when a car leaves school, or when the car comes to school, they have to register this trip. So how do they do it? They just simply go to transport, and then the system will load trips that have been carried out, if there is any. Does it then to show up the screen. So I can just place it, create new trip. So I click on this plus down here, say create new trip. So I go ahead and select the route. Okay, so I select the route. The system will load the route. Maybe I'm taking Kabalagala route, and then what is the direction? Is it to school or from school? So I can select either to school or from school. Then I go ahead. Here the system will be showing you the expected passengers at your car, right? You see here we're expecting 2 passengers. So I can go ahead and select the vehicle. All right, go ahead and select the vehicle. Remember, we registered our vehicles, and then I go ahead and enter the mileage of the car at the beginning of the journey. So before we proceed, let us first test a few things. For example, you can be able to see the total number of expected passengers, right? Because here we have only one person who is assigned to what? To the Kasangati, to the Kabalagala route. So let's go ahead and try to change, for example, in subscription. Let's go ahead and go to subscription and try to change and see if this number will update. So I'll go ahead and go to transport, and then come here to subscription, transport subscription. Come and update this person. This person is in Kabalagala. Let me change this one of Kisasi, right? And come here to edit this one of Kisasi, and I say is active, and this person is going to do instead of Kisasi, is going to do Kabalagala, right? So I select one stage of Kabalagala, for example, Kibuli stage. This one is on Kabalagala route. I go ahead and submit. So now all of them, they are literally on the Kabalagala route. So if I go ahead and refresh here 2 times, I can be able to see this change. I'm just trying to give you a test. You see, now we're expecting 2 people on this trip, right? Because all of them, they are now on the trip of Kabalagala. So you can test that. I've already tested it. You see it is working. So I'll go ahead and start a trip. So to start a trip is simple. There's a very clear button after you set these few things. So the driver will go ahead and click on what? On start trip. So when he clicks on start trip, the trip will start. So it will begin by showing the QR code, all right? So you can scan student QR code for those who are boarding the car. You just simply scan. I'm using an emulator, so you may not be able to see my camera, but I'll demonstrate. So you scan the ID. If they are not using if you don't have a scanning camera that can scan an ID, you just simply click on passengers, right? But otherwise, this camera is working. You just simply scan an ID, and the student will be boarding on the car. So if not, you just simply click on the side of passengers. You just swipe like this. You'll be able to see passengers. All of them will be listed here. You can search them by typing their registration numbers or by typing their names, right? So when you reach on a student, just simply say on board student. So on board student means that you're now letting the student to go on a car. So this will be doing like when the student is getting on a car, say on board student, and then confirm. Then mean that this student has been on board. So the status will be showing here that this student has been on board. You can even go ahead and on board this one. Otherwise, the student will be marked as absent, right? So now you drive the students, okay? If you lost connection or what, the system will still work. And if you want to resume, just simply come here to transport. Here you'll be able to resume. Just say click update. You'll be able to resume the session. Now when these students arrive, you have just to scan their ID and then say has arrived. or just simply click on here, has arrived, and then say confirm. So this student has done what? Has arrived at their home. And here, if this one has arrived, just say arrive and say confirm, and then that's it. And when you're done, all students have arrived, just simply click here on confirm or close the session. So when they arrive, we shall put here a logic that if you want to notify their parents, either using a notification or an SMS, the parents will be receiving an SMS, your child has arrived at school, or your child has arrived at home. And then you confirm here, it will close the what? The session. Now if you come here to pending session, it will be showing you the session that was there. Now, and the session is submitted. So that is all that the driver needs to do. So all these records, a copy of them is being sent to what? To internet, to the web portal. So if I come here to trips, I'll be able to see the total trips that have been conducted. So you can see here there was a trip on this date, on this time, and this is the driver who conducted this trip, and it was in this term. And then I'll be able to see the route that was taken, that was used, or the stage. And then I'll be able to see the date when this student on board on a car, and then I'll be able to see the status of this route of this session. Then I can be able to see the trip direction, whether it was leaving school or it was coming to school. I can be able to see the starting mileage and the end mileage. I can be able to see the expected student and the number of students who are actually there and those who are absent. So if I want to see individual students, if they were actually on a car or not, I just simply come here to passenger records. I can be able to see these individual passengers record. Right? I can be able to see these individual passengers record. All the students have to be listed here, those who are on the trip and those who are not on that trip. So here you'll have filter. If you want to see those who are not on the trip, you just simply say here who are absent, who are present, who arrived. You can be able to select here what you want to see. If you want to filter here by student, you can be able to see filter by student. If you want to filter by date, you can be able to filter by date. So that is the transport management module, and you can try it out right now. Thank you for watching. See you in another video.